What is going on, everybody? I am back with another NFL prediction. This is week 2, and it starts tonight. But before I get into my predictions for week 2, first I got to go over how I did in week 1. And man, I got to say it's good to have football back. This was a crazy, fun week. It's always crazy and fun on the first week. Everyone's still trying to learn how to play because preseason's not really a thing anymore. But let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll tell you how I did. So the first game, I had the Bills. Actually, I'm sorry, I had the Rams to win. And they got slaughtered by the Bills. So good on the Bills. Then I had the Dolphins getting beat by the Patriots, my Patriots. And, hey, I got to respect the Dolphins. They actually played very well. And, man, my Patriots just came up short, and they looked very ugly. And it's not making me feel any better about the future of this team. Fix it, Bill. Fix it. Next after that, I had the Cowboys over the Bucks. Yep, I got that one wrong too, of course. The Bucks came out and won. I thought the Bucks would come out rusty and all the drama during the offseason would get to Tom Brady, and he didn't look all that great. He had some okay throws, but they got the win, and that's all that matters. And, man, the Cowboys, they might be done. They lost Dak, and they looked horrible, to be honest with you, so, man, it's not looking good for them. And after that, we had the Eagles in Detroit. And this is the first one I got right. I had the Eagles winning, but I wasn't anticipating it to be this close of a game. Man, Detroit played really well, and I did say in my review of them that they'd be an upcoming team and they'd be a lot better. Still missed the playoffs, but better than last year. And they proved it, man. They barely lost to the Eagles, and the Eagles they're a pretty good team. It was 38-35, so good on the Lions. But that's my first correct prediction so far. And after that, we have a weird one. We have a tie between the Colts and the Texans. I had the Colts winning, but the Texans played well enough to somehow get a tie, and vice versa. The Colts played pretty poorly. Taylor did all right. He saved my fantasy day for me, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, a tie on the week 1. We almost had 2. Almost. But that got nixed on a last-minute field goal. But we'll talk about that game in a couple of minutes. After that, I had another wrong prediction. I had the Panthers over the Browns. The Browns won 26-24. Like I said, a lot of good games this week. Then we had the 49ers falling to the Bears. I had the 49ers. Man, like I said, crazy, crazy day. Then we had Jacksonville versus the Commanders. We had the Commanders winning. I had them, so that's another right one for me. Then we had this other game, the Steelers versus the Bengals. This one almost was a tie as well. As you've all seen, Steelers won the game on a field goal in overtime. Very ugly game. I can't believe the Bengals lost. Again, I had the Bengals winning. Then we had the Ravens and Jets. I had the Ravens. Of course, the Ravens won. After that, we have the Saints and the Falcons. The Falcons played really well. A lot better than I thought they were going to play. They only lost by 1 point, 27-26, and I had the Saints. After that, we had the Chiefs and the Cardinals. I said it on my predictions that the Cardinals were a good team, but they just weren't going to stand a chance, and they didn't. 44-21, and it was a slaughter. Then we had the Giants getting a big win over the Titans, 21-20. Of course, I got this one wrong. I said the Giants were a horrible team, and Saquon came out and balled out and looked really, really good. Looked like himself from a couple years ago. So, yeah, like I said, crazy, crazy games. A lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun watching football this week. Then we had the Vikings obliterating the Packers. I got that one wrong. Then you had the Chargers barely beating the Raiders. This was another really good game. I had the Chargers. And finally, the Monday night game, we had the Broncos and the Seahawks. Of course, the Broncos won. That's all you've heard for the last couple of weeks. Nope. The Seahawks won by 1 point, and I predicted it. And I've been saying it. I think this Broncos team is like the Eagles from 2011. They're way overhyped. And the Seahawks aren't good either, but Geno Smith came out and did just enough and looked great, and I'm happy for him. And I'm just glad that the Broncos didn't win. So for my final tally for week 1, it's not great. Still above 500. I'm 8 for 7 with 1 tie. So, yep, starting off the year with a one game over 500. Not my average, but I'll do better in week 2. And my week 2 predictions start now. Starting off the week, we have the Chiefs and the Chargers. I would have picked the Chargers if Keenan Allen wasn't hurt, but he is, so I'm going with the Chiefs, and Pat Mahomes' performance for the first week was amazing, so I think he's going to continue it and have a statement win. Next, I'm going to go with my Pats. They look disappointing, but I'm going to stay strong with them, and I think they can take down the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers aren't really that great of a team anyway. They're about average, and I hope the Patriots are a little bit better than average. I mean, if not, it's going to be a long year for me, but I'm prepared for it either way. Next up is the Bucs and the Saints. This is going to be a barn burner, I think. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to go with the Bucs. I think Tom Brady's got that first week out of the way, and he's going to put some amazing performances up in this game. Winston's going to have a big performance against his old team. It's going to be a fun one, but I'm going to go with the Bucs. Then I'm going to take the Giants over the Panthers, the Browns over the Jets, the Ravens over the Dolphins. That might be a pretty good one as well. I think the Ravens are just slightly better than the Dolphins. You know they had an impressive win over my Pats, but that might not be saying much by the end of the year. After that, I'm going to go with the Lions over the Commanders. I think this will be the start of their turnaround and putting that franchise in the right direction once again. After that, I think the Colts will take down the Jags. The Rams will have a tough win over the Falcons. Falcons showed a lot in that week 1, but I just don't think they're going to have enough to take down the Rams, and the Rams will finally find a win this year after that embarrassing loss against the Bills. 49ers are going to take down the Seahawks, though if I'm being honest, I'm rooting for the Seahawks now with the whole Russell Wilson leaving narrative. And I'm rooting for Geno. He's not been good since he's been in the league, but I'm rooting for him. After that, I'm going to go with the Broncos. And to be honest with you, just like I'm going for the Seahawks, I'm going against the Broncos. So I'm going for the Texans. But I think the Broncos are going to win regardless. Then we have the Cardinals and Raiders. This could be another really good game, but I'm going to go with the Raiders. I mean, they showed a lot. They took it to the Chargers. And the Cardinals, they got obliterated by the Chiefs, but they did show a little something. And the Raiders are more closer to their talent level, so this should be a better game. Could be a very entertaining one. After that, I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Cowboys. Cowboys are heading down a dark, dark direction. And the Bengals, they'll get that first win, get that the jitters out of their system, and remember that they're a top team in this league. Then I'm going to pick the Packers to get a big, big rivalry win over the Bears, though I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears won for the exact same reason. And they looked pretty good in that nasty, nasty game in Week 1. But nevertheless, I'm going to pick Rodgers, even though he looked horrible in Week 1. Well, not him, the whole team. You got to remember, last year's Week 1, they got obliterated again, and then they came back, and he won the MVP, and they were a great team. I'm going to go ahead and say that's going to happen again. I don't think they're going to be out of it until they prove to us they're out of it, just like the Patriots and Tom Brady. After that, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Titans. Titans, they might fall out of the mid-tier teams. They might be a bottom feeder this year. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that. I don't know, man. Henry's going to carry that team as far as he can, but he's getting older and he's going to get hurt more. And for the final game, for the doubleheader on Monday night, I'm going to pick the Eagles or the Vikings. Again, yet another good game, and I love the 2 games on Monday night. I wish that was year-round, to be honest with you, because we have a little too much football on Sunday, and on Monday, they could have a game early and one that's late. So, but anyway, we get it this week. Happy for that, and looking forward to it. Let me know what your predictions are, and I'll talk to you next week with the results. But before I get out of here, I want to leave you with a quote by Claire Claymore. Don't throw your life away. No matter how disgraceful or embarrassing it may be, you need to keep struggling to find your way out until the very end. I want to start leaving quotes at the end of every podcast or video. I just find it interesting, and I want to start implementing it. That's just what I want to do. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you have a better one, and let me know if you know where that quote is from. But other than that, I'm out of here. Thank you for listening. God bless, and as always, take it easy.